Thank you indeed for staying with us. My name is Peter Akaben. On this side of the show, of course, you can expect us to bring you quite a diversified reportage on matters making headlines in matters financial and, of course, otherwise. And to start us off, Barclays Bank of Kenya has launched a new stock brokerage arm with a live web portal. The portal will allow investors access stock market information in a way of diversifying non-interest revenue. Barclays Bank, that is luring the middle-class customer with strategic innovations catering to this demographic, says that information on how to invest in stocks will help increase subscriptions to the web portal.
And you'll want to give new investment opportunities where you can gain and make better returns across the cycles of innovative as a market, and that we're offering more broad investment options for our various. This regionally, and it will.
Now, the participation of Barclays in our markets is a clear indication of the exchange's attractiveness as an investment destination and further entrenching Kenya's position as a gateway for financial services in East Africa.
There are 330 expert staff across the continent who will be helping execute this strategy on a day-to-day level. So we feel we have formidable reach and spread of investment opportunities across the continent.
Of course, the Kenyan financial markets, they're continuing to attract investment. Now, Wealth Financial Services and AP Insurance, together with Apollo Asset Management, have teamed up to offer Kenyans an affordable way to save for healthcare during their working years to allow them afford healthcare in their retirement. Now, the move comes after Wealth developed the Anaya Post-Health Retirement Fund in response to a trend analysis report backed by the Retirement Benefits Authority, RBA, which revealed that medical bills are among the key expense items proving the most challenging for retirees because they no longer have income. As a result, the government of Kenya, through the 2016-2017 budget, put in place a framework that now allows for pensioners to pre-fund their health care.
To put together she also has recently joined us. So I want to acknowledge and appreciate some of the actuaries and the ones that we have.
We need to do is we have to stretch that budget that the person has to a longer term. So we will try to work out ways in which we can do that.
We see this as a new phase and something that Kenyans will embrace very well. I think at Apollo Asset Management, it's really to manage this fund in the best way possible, to add value such that that saving then increases in value that will give you then the product that you desire at the end of your working life.
Made it a performance contract for public institutions to ensure that all of them have a post-retirement plan. So I'm hoping to see quite a number of them joining because it's a requirement.
Of course, talking matters, retirement, pensions and health. Now, traders and business owners from across Africa are showcasing some of the best business ideas and innovation at the Agricultural Society of Kenya show currently ongoing in Nairobi. The show, now in its 5th edition, is in tandem with the East Africa Community Protocol of bringing together businesses across the region to foster development and enhance relations within member states.
If you look at the flow of investments in the region, Kenya is leading in investing in these other countries. If you look at the amount in value, the amount of investment that Kenya has invested in the region is around 175 million US dollars that Kenya has invested in the other region. So Kenya is doing well in that score. So this is what we are trying to do in collaboration with the EABC, just to create awareness about this vast opportunity that is available.
This is a key platform to bring together the potential inherent in East Africa in all these showcases. Also on the parallel, we have had trade fairs, but these are purely for micro and small enterprises, what we call East African Juakali Nguvu Kazi. exhibitions which are held on an annual basis, on a rotational basis also, on each country. So like this year we have Uganda, and we started in 1999. So that is promoting micro and small enterprise sectors. That is, in Tanzania they are called Nguvu Kazi. In Kenya, Uganda, and Rwanda they are called Juakali. Then we joined both to create one platform for promotion of these trade fairs, which show the potential inherent in these sectors.
Now, from matters, of course, exhibition to matters corruption. Now, Zimbabwe is losing at least $1 billion annually to corruption, with police and local government officials among the worst offenders, according to a Transparency International report. Now, social media groups like this flag hashtag and hashtag Tajamuka have cited corruption in President Robert Mugabe's government and the police roadblocks where money is taken from motorists as among the main reasons for the protests that have rocked the Southern African nation in the last few months. Ashley Mazuri has more on that story.
Zimbabwe, just like most parts of the world, mainly consists of public officials demanding bribes from basic services in the country, like installing an electricity meter or approving a house plan to facilitate investment. The report released on Tuesday indicates that the resulting institutionalization and systematization of corruption in Zimbabwean political and economic spheres has been extensive. Social media groups like hashtag #ThisFlag and hashtag Tajamuka have cited corruption in President Robert Mugabe's government and police roadblocks where money is taken from motorists as among the main reasons for protests that have rocked the Southern African nation in the last few months against the rule of 92-year-old President Robert Mugabe. Mary Jane Nkube is the Executive Director at Transparency International Zimbabwe.
The idea behind it is to quantify and to qualitatively analyze the causes of corruption in our society as Zimbabwe, and hopefully also offer recommendations of how to tackle corruption as it affects different members of the society and different sectors of society. So this particular one was looking at the political economy of corruption and its impact on society.
Transparency International Zimbabwe said the police, local councils and the vehicle inspection department that issues driving licenses and the education department were among the most corrupt institutions. Critics and the opposition accuse Mugabe of failing to tackle high-level graft and say endemic corruption is one reason foreign companies are hesitant to invest in the country. Mugabe has at times admitted to corruption among his cabinet ministers, but says police lack the evidence to prosecute. Zimbabwe was last year ranked 150th out of 168 countries on the Transparency International Index, which measures public perceptions of corruption in public institutions.
What this study shows, and what other studies show, is that Zimbabwe is facing a real problem with corruption. They talk about it being systemic and endemic. And I said in my opening remarks that the report also go as far as say that it's been the way of doing business, that business people will count the cost of corruption into their calculations, which is a real problem, obviously.
Corruption is not necessarily perpetuated by government or civil servants, but it is across the board. Private sector is involved in corruption. Opposition are also involved in corruption. In fact, there was a surge in corruption during the unity government. And so it is wrong to try and apportion that to a specific political party.
Zimbabwe's tax authority in May suspended its head and 5 managers in connection with the purchase of luxury cars that were undervalued by a local dealer, one of a few high-ranking graft cases to be made public in recent years. Ashley Mazuri, KTN News.
And on that note, this is where we want to bring it to a close here on KTN Business Today. But before we go, just to remind you of our Twitter poll question and to be able to give you a sampling of exactly what feedback you've given us and to be able to sample some of those replies. Well, of course, letting you know how you voted. And from the outlook immediately, of course, a lot of you saying that innovation is the thing that trumps everything else at about 46%. And of course, 7% saying the need to do good, while 7% say continuity, and 40% say political will. That coming in, of course, at a close second. Innovation first at 46%, and political will second at about 40%. And just to sample some of what you're saying, Alfred Kitivi telling us, in business, you must have plans, statistics, projections, and strategy. Again, Alfred Kitivi saying in business, you must have plans, statistics, projections, and strategy. While Anthony Kibagendi there with a strongly worded tweet about politics and innovation, saying that you must, of course, hold your leaders accountable, otherwise they will not enable you innovate. To sample yet another one, just looking up one here, Felicitas Kimanthi saying that innovation is the mother to all sustainable business as it pushes a person to do what they love. Again, Felicitas Kimanthi saying innovation is the mother to all sustainable business as it pushes you to engage and do what you love. And Ray C here saying, that is of course Lucy Kuria saying that you have to work together. That's the simple bottom line. Having to work together is what will produce results. That, of course, and many, many more coming through to us. The conversation continuing there online, where, of course, you can continue to engage us on @KTN News. The hashtag remaining KTN Business Today, I mean the KTN Business Today. And, of course, you can reach out to us through KTN News or at Peter Wakaba. On that note, we want to bring it to a close here today on KTN Business Today. Worldview comes up right next after a few minutes with Sophia Wanuna. Do stay with us here on KTN News and have yourselves a good afternoon. My name is Peter Wakaba.